It's going to be about safe driving the brakes. And if it's really icy or snow on the ground, it's very easy to drive the car slide. A lot of this is caused by when you touch the brakes. Now, what we're going to talk about here is anti-lock brakes. Anti-lock brakes, what that refers to is when you put your foot on the brake, it goes there like that in the path, goes down, stays like that. And then when you take your foot off, it opens the brake up. That's anti-lock brake. The reason they call them anti-lock, years ago, the older cars, the antique cars, you put the brake down and you put it down, you hold it down with your foot, but when you lift the foot off, the brake didn't come apart. The brake still stayed on. So what happens there is, say you're going around the corner, you put the brake on, you have the other brakes. So what happens is you take your foot off the brake, but the brake is still on. And the wheel stays in a certain position. Your car will just slide off the road. So they created anti-lock brakes. So when you put your foot on the brake and the brake pedal's on, when you lift your foot off, the brake comes off. You see, the brake comes off. So when the brake comes off, that means you can steer the car better. You can turn the wheels. But when you try to steer the car when the old type of brakes are on, the steering wouldn't react. So it would stay in the same position. So when you went around, started to go around the corner, and you took your foot off the brake would stay on, and your wheel would stay in a certain position, and you'd slide right into another car. Or if you're going down a hill and you wanted to go slower and you put the brake on and you took your foot off and you wanted to turn the car, the brake would stay on. So they created anti-lock brakes. Now, anti-lock brakes, so when you touch them, the brake comes on. The brake comes on like that together, and you take your foot off, the brake comes off. So then the wheel turns easier. The wheel can turn easier, and you steer the car around the corner. Now, the old brakes, I'll say this again, the old brakes, you put the brake on, it stayed in that position. You took the foot off, the brake didn't come off. The brake stayed on, and the steering and the front wheels would stay in a twisted position. And the car would just slide over to wherever it wanted to go. You could hit a car or hit a fence. So they created anti-lock brakes. So when you put your foot on, the brake is on, same as like in the old brakes. But when you take your foot off, the brake comes off too. That's very important. The brake comes off. So that means you can steer the car around a corner or wherever you want to steer it. And you're less apt to have any problem. If you have anti-lock brakes and you're not going too fast, you can steer around the corner. So when you come to a corner, you should never keep your brake on when you're actually going around the corner. But the anti-lock brakes, take your foot off and the brake comes off. So you shouldn't have your brake on anyway going around the corner, because mainly you want to concentrate on where the car is going, steering, look into the direction that you're going. Okay? Now, if you're not sure about what this means, talk to a mechanic. But anti-lock brakes is a very good creation that they created on cars. Okay, thank you for watching. If you like this video, say a comment, or subscribe. It's free, you know. Okay, I'm going to give other tips about driving, but going around a corner, it's very important. Don't keep the brake on, especially if it's slippery. If it's slippery and you keep the brake on, even if anti-lock brakes, the brake will be on if you have your foot on it. You won't be able to steer the car very good, and it'll go in a direction you don't want to go. So what you want to do when you're going around a corner, go extra slow, take your foot off the brake, concentrate on steering the car. Okay? Thanks for watching this. There's the old dog we had. There's this dog there. Okay, bye for now.